Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Sepia Tears. This is day 6. It's morning. My alarm didn't go off. Or at least I assume it didn't because my dream wasn't cut short. Everyone knows the type. One of those dreams that's great while it lasts and hurts the minute you wake up. It was one of those dreams. The sky was completely blue. Early autumn, the leaves turning orange. I walked home in my first year of high school. It was also the first day I met Lillian. Hey, do you like the sky? That's a strange question. I'm hardly kidding. There's no right or wrong answer. I just want to see what answer you choose. Why's that? You can tell a lot about a person by how they answer an unanswerable question. Her voice is fresh in my mind. She was smart even back then. Shy, but years ahead of me. My dad wanted to be a pilot when he was younger. That's what he told me anyway. I see. It's for an art project. The sky, I mean. I hate painting. I'm terrible at it. The sky ought to be the easiest thing to paint, right? She stared at the clouds, puzzled. I stared at her, puzzled. You and Luca seem nice. You're good students, right? I can research, but I don't want to do the presentation. It wasn't the clouds, really. She stared at something invisible in the distance. I'm glad you came and talked to me. Maybe we can be friends. You're pretty when you smile, I thought. You're interesting. You too. I couldn't see what she was looking at. It began and ended in her own head. That's a tough barrier for a stranger to cross. You said you were from a small family, right? Yeah. Only child and my parents work a lot. Does it get lonely? Kinda. Do you ever invite friends over? Not really, too busy. Besides, there's lots to do by yourself. I wanted to ask her everything, and I wanted to tell her everything. Who knows? Maybe I fell for her under that pale afternoon sky, and it wasn't until a year later that I realized it. Look, a plane. They must feel good. The people piloting that. You can go anywhere up there, no boundaries. If I could have deciphered that comment back then maybe. But no. She's always been far ahead of me. Let's be friends. Sure thing. The morning passed by in a blur. It's about time to get going. Do you have any plans for the evening? It's the last day of school after all. We'll be seeing each other again in a couple of weeks. It's not really a cause to celebrate. That was a lie, of course. Either way, I might be at the arcade with Lucas, so don't expect me too late, okay? We opened the front door and walked to school for the last time before the new year. It looks like Lillian is sick again. This is terrible. This is worse than terrible. I might be off by a long shot, but I know what class she would normally be in right now. She was away this morning, but maybe she was just late. Almost there. Hey. Morning. How was your cold? What? I mean, you were sick and... Let me try this again. So, how have you been? Are you feeling better now? Yes, I am. Thanks for asking, even if it took a few more tries than necessary. Well, anyway, you might want to see your teachers about the stuff you miss. You've been away for a while. The last time I saw you was... So, let's cut to the chase, shall we? I can't tell you anything, Mark. I know, but it's not because I don't trust you. It's because you'll ruin everything if I do. You know what I mean. It wasn't a question this time. I know it's selfish, but listen to me for once. Mark, you said you know how I feel, right? Then listen. You're not alone, but you're acting like you are. It's not my business, I know. That's not what I was, but it's what you were thinking. Forget about being nice. Don't worry about hurting me. Just do what you want, okay? Just stop thinking and do what you want. You're right. You're right, aren't you? I'll be fine. Or at least I think I will. It's alright. You can take your time to think, or whatever it is. Meet me after school, alright? What? You're not busy, are you? No, I'm not, but... Then it's settled. Meet me after school and I'll tell you everything. Are you sure? She nods, despite her vaguely trembling arms. And I nod while realizing conclusively that there is no turning back. Memories are fickle. They're not there when you need them, and they're there when you wish they weren't. Damn, it's cold. Leaning against the school's hard brick wall as the rest of the students leave for the holidays, I wonder absent-mindedly about these past 2 weeks. The shadows of the bare trees against the snow takes me back. Mira has nothing to do with this. I realize that now. She may have been the trigger, but this was set in motion long ago. But I shouldn't complain. If this is how the story has to end, then... Hey. Lucas. Yeah, it's me. I thought you were busy this evening? I am. I just told them I'll be half an hour late. Oh. So, why are you here? I need to tie up a loose end. Is this about what you said yesterday? No. Well, it's related in a sense, but this time it's about you. I'm here to warn you. You already knew that, didn't you? Part of me did. That's the part of the natural intuition then. I've known you for a long time now. We're friends. There are a lot of things that go without saying, but there's an equal number of things that need to be said. What are you getting at? I'm saying that you might be making a mistake. Don't lie to yourself. I bite my lip. I don't know exactly what you're planning or how you're planning to do it, but if you're making an important decision, I'm obligated to make sure you do it properly. I hate to break it to you, but you're no more capable than I am. I know that. But there's another thing that I know. You've conditioned yourself to not take the initiative. And I'm going to change that. You're going to change that at your own peril. Fine by me. Just don't say I didn't warn you. He turns around and leaves. But before I can get out of earshot, thanks. I say that word just loud enough for him to hear it. You're late. I know. I'm sorry, but I got caught up with one of my teachers and... It's alright, I was just kidding. I tried to smile. It's only been 10 minutes. Relax. But... this will cancel off one of the favors I owe you, alright? Fine. She takes a deep breath and slowly exhales. So, you're the one who called me here after all. Oh, right. Shall we walk? Sure. It takes a while for me to notice that the flurries have already started to fall. It feels like magic. A heavy, condensed ball of bliss, pulling my heart into my throat. She's the same as always, but there's something different. Something in the way she brushes her hair from her eyes that makes her look like she's shining. All those fragments of conversations over the past year, those jigsaw memories, they all come down to this. One single walk, on one single day, on a snowy winter afternoon. But the silly thing with life is that every anticlimax feels like a climax when you're the hero. Hey, remember when we first met, right? The science project? Without a moment's hesitation. Yeah. But I was thinking about what happened after that. With the sky. Yeah, I remember. I dreamt about it this morning. Funny, I haven't thought about that day in ages. Of course I have more of a reason to remember it than you do. It's been so long, hasn't it? You used to be so shy back then. I could say the same to you. Yeah, I'd rather not think about it. Doesn't matter. We get along either way. I guess so, huh? The snow crunches beneath our feet. If you could go back, would you do it all over? We do our first year. This year, last year. Everything that happened before that. Do you think this would be any easier if you could just go back? Maybe. Even so, there's something poetic about the way things fall into place, even if it's a mess. Like an abstract painting, you know? Beautiful chaos. Lillian and I arrive at a small park in a secluded corner of the suburbs. It's a nice place, isn't it? I never knew we had a park here. It's always been here. I used to come here when I was younger. Brushing the snow off the surface, she takes a seat on the swing and clutches onto the chains. This area was a lot more populated back then, but for some reason it was always quiet on Friday evenings. I used to go after school. After school on Friday. Wouldn't the place be filled with kids then? I'd take a seat beside her. You think so, right? But they all used to go to the bigger park down the block. That's why I liked this place. It was quiet. It was important. Yeah, I didn't have much else to do through most of junior high after all. You've changed so much. You think? I know I'm more confident now, but no, really, you have. Remember that time we went walking behind the school? You were scared that we'd get lost. I think I might still be scared if you were leading us. Touché. There's something sad about our laughter, the calm before the storm. Still, it was different back then. We had to prod you out of the bus stop to even come with us. I remember you promised that we'd find something exciting. Huh. I might have conveniently forgotten about that. Did we end up finding anything? Of course. I don't remember taking anything home. It wasn't something you could take home. Lillian, there's something I need to tell you. Oh boy, I think this might be an important decision. It feels like it. I'm gonna make a save here, just in case. You've made up your mind? 3 years ago I swore I would never do this again. But maybe the answer has been in front of me all along. This whole drama has been for something. I know it. My memories of the sepia-stained world surge forth and oh boy. I'm sure. It took me a year to realize it, but I fell for you when we met on that autumn day. I hear a pin drop somewhere in the distance. I close my eyes. It's you. It's just like before. Just like last time. It'll never change. But thank you, Mark. But this time there's no room for regret. I'm sorry. I should be apologizing. No, thank you. What? I said thank you. She climbs off the swing and dusts the snow off her lap. Remember that thing I wanted to tell you? The thing that I was worried about? That I thought I could never admit? Turns out it was pretty simple. I just tried to make it complicated. But seeing you like this, Mark, I think you gave me the courage I needed. The words are gone. All gone. I'm sorry. Her eyes glisten as she claps her hands around mine. Her warmth seeps through them as a year's worth of memories slip away. You like him, don't you? I do. I'm not sure when I first realized it, but I really, really do. Good. Then go. I reach into my pocket and I jam the bookmark into her hand. He's kept it all this time, you know? It means a lot to him, so by the time he gets home and looks over his stuff, he'll probably realize that I swiped it. Before that happens, go, give it back. Thanks. I'll make it count. One by one, her footprints take her away. One more thing. Karaoke, New Year's Eve. You in? Sit you. The silhouette that I fell in love with fades into the whiteness. A memory dies with every step she takes, buried in snow. I arrive home in a daze, only to notice a letter sticking out of the mailbox. Strange. I reach out for it and my heart stops. No postage stamp, no name, no return address. Only, to Mark, handwritten in clean cursive. A sheet of paper falls out. Dear Mark, I'm sorry to have to inform you like this, but I realized something today that I should have realized long ago. I made a mistake. A huge mistake. A mistake that will hurt the both of us. Before this can happen, I'd like to see you on the 24th of December at 9 a.m. in the place where we first met. You may decline if you'd like, but if possible, I would like to see you again. Just once. Just one more time would be enough. Once more before the end. There's a final line written on the back. P.S. I'll return the ribbon to you at the end of the day. I know how much it means to you. There was nothing I could do. I stood alone at the doorstep, with the cruel, frigid wind at my back, reading and rereading the letter until I wanted to cry. Final day. When I was a kid, I wondered how dreams worked. And this was before I knew about science and religion and any of the fancy stuff. Kids think solely with intuition. I thought, back then, that dreams were mirrors. I thought that they were special mirrors that showed you what your eyes couldn't see. We like to think that we understand ourselves, but there are things only visible to the outside. And as it turns out, the heart is more transparent than you think. 14 days. I count the number one by one on my fingers until I reach 10 and cycle around, tracing the time that's passed since I first met Mira. I must have always known on some level. Lily never acted that way around me. I tried to see it, but it was never really there. And Lucas, he's the one who invited her to our science project group. He's the one who said she might be his type, even if he was kidding. You could see it in the way he handed her stuff. You could always read someone's heart by looking at the way they hand out rulers and erasers and calculators. They always avoid touching fingers. Well, aren't I Captain Hindsight? I try to open my eyes, but they refuse. The sunlight wafts through my eyelids. Oh, right. The bookmark. I've almost forgotten. It was from last spring. Our local bookstore held a short story contest for publicity, and Lucas wanted to help out. But being more of an artist than a writer and not having enough story material for a cover page, he made an abstract design for a bookmark as a present. Maybe he went through a few drafts along the way and kept an extra for himself. Either way, I'm only guessing. The topic barely came up in the group. Maybe it was embarrassing for the both of them, even back then. A final chuckle surfaces on my lips. Of course it was embarrassing. Of course. Things were set in motion long ago. A world frozen still, a scarlet sun that I'll never forget. She shakes her head. Sorry. I'm sorry, but there's already someone that I like. And then she walked away. Simple as that. But come to think of it, there's a piece of the story that slipped my mind back when I was trying not to think about it. A few seconds after she passed by me, the red ribbon she wore in her hair drifted down to my hands. But I don't remember what I did with it. She must have gone looking for it and picked it up. I was too broken to care. That's it. That's the whole story. The girl does look a lot like Mira. It's unlikely, but could they be? It would make sense, wouldn't it? The girl I fell for didn't know me well, but she could certainly dig up my personal info if she wanted to. Maybe she's just toying with her ex at Mira's heart. No. She wouldn't lie, she wouldn't. But then why hasn't she told me who she is? Screw it. As far as I know, Mira's connection to that memory only goes as far as the ribbon, and surely the manufacturer produced more than one. I've got a job to do today, and I'm sure as hell going to do it. Here goes. I pull open the blinds. The sun is shining and the icy air wipes away my anxiety. It looks like the back door is propped open by a piece of wood. I check my watch, 8:58. I was waiting. Hey, I'm glad you came. Did you really think I wouldn't? Of course not. Shall we get out of here? Sounds like a plan. You lead the way. Now this is a change of pace. I don't mind taking the lead, but I have no idea where to go. I'm I'm not sure how to say this, but you've never been on a date before, have you? So blunt. It's alright, this is my first time too. We'll figure it out as we go along. Her smile was reassuring. Alright then. I don't know where we're going, but let's go. Gotcha. My cheeks turned red already. We arrived downtown and I realized that I don't know which direction to walk in. You're not the improv type, are you? Couldn't you tell that just by looking at me? Oh, whoops. You're right. You weren't supposed to agree. Well, I don't know. I want to go to I started with embarrassment. What was that? A move. Hey, stop looking at me like that. This is harder than it looks. Oh, really? I thought guys always talk about clever pickup lines. But those are just jokes. Normal pickup lines are a million times harder. Besides, it's easy for you to say. You're confident around me, but you'd react the same way if you were talking to a guy. A timely car horn confused my words. Luckily. Anyway, not everyone's as comfortable with the opposite sex as you are. You know, I wasn't always like this. Really? Yeah, definitely. I used to be really shy around boys, and I always hide behind my glasses when someone tried to make eye contact. This is the wrong time to be imagining her with glasses, but I can't help it. I guess you've grown up then. No, not really. I think I'm only like this around you. Wait, what? Because it's just so easy to tease. See? Okay, that's it. We're going to see the most gory horror movie in the theater. You wouldn't even be able to speak. Oh, that's what you were trying to say before? Well, I mean, it's what we're supposed to do, right? Yeah, but it's a bit too plain if you ask me. Movies are said to be the ideal date spot, but I don't get it. Aren't you supposed to actually watch the movie? I know. It's pointless, right? I mean, it's a waste of a good movie to watch it when you're not focused. And if it's not a good movie, you won't even be fun. And it's not like the girl will actually fall asleep on your shoulder if it's boring. If anything, you'll just make the conversation awkward after it. I'm not sure I want an answer to this question, but why do you know all this? So yeah, let's keep walking and see what comes up. Yeah, let's do that. So is there anything you want to buy? Like what? I don't know, I'm asking you. Did you already buy Christmas presents for everyone? That's right, Christmas presents. You forgot, didn't you? No, I was gonna go out, but then something happened and Has anyone ever told you that you were a terrible liar? No, I actually thought I was a great liar. Sorry, but you're hilarious when you're nervous. Take my word for it, you're a terrible liar. Mark. Shouting my name isn't gonna make me believe you. Just don't try to become a spy, alright? I hate to see what happens if you get caught. First of all, what makes you think I would get caught? Touché. Don't forget, I'm more fit than I look. True, but athletics can only save you if you don't get tricked. I'm not half as gullible as you. And the moment they lure you in, trap, a net falls from the ceiling and the guards surround you. Well, I could just cut the rope with my daggers and escape into the shadows. What kind of spy carries a dagger with them? A ninja spy? Well, I really don't have a comeback for that. It's okay, I'm sure I'll say something equally incomprehensible soon. That's reassuring. Ooh, look at this one. It's even shinier than the last one. Even a crow wouldn't get this distracted looking at jewelry. But it's not my fault if they're shiny. I guess I should just leave her be. Look. I'm looking, but all I can see is shiny metal. But it's shiny. Mira points to a necklace that looks the same as every other one. Don't take this the wrong way, but do all girls act like this around jewelry? Well, most would use a wider variety of adjectives. But come on, don't any of them look pretty to you? I'm sure your aesthetic sense isn't that underdeveloped. Try as I might, all I'm seeing is a collection of stones. But if I imagine her wearing one of them, oh boy. Thinking about something dirty? What makes you think that? Okay, fine, but it's nothing that bad. I was just imagining you wearing one of these, that's all. I didn't think you'd actually say it. Do I really seem that spineless? Yeah, you do. Sorta. That's not always true. You look cute with one of these. Hey, what's with the sudden confidence boost? This shouldn't be a bad thing. No, it's fine, it's just... never mind. She isn't the only one who's blushing. Did you want to try it on? You sure? Well, why not? Not that I can afford something like this, but... Thanks, I'll give it a try. So, what do you think? Mira puts on a simple but elegant necklace, posing like a model. Maybe this one will be better. This time she tries a less formal design. I know we agreed not to talk about price, but the more I look at it, the more it hurts me to know in a few minutes you won't be wearing it anymore. Or, because you look so happy trying on. I don't want... Thanks. She stops me from stuttering. For what it's worth, it really does look good on you. She does a little twirl in place. I like it. My mom had a similar one stored away. She said she wore it a lot in college. It's subtle, but it looks good. You know, in a non-elegant sort of way. Kind of like stylishly plain, with an air of childishness? That, sounded better in my head. I think I know what you're trying to say. Good, because I barely know what I was trying to say. I know that I meant it, though. It's fancy, but not so fancy, and it's a feminine appeal that suits you. You think I have a feminine appeal? No, not that. I reply automatically. I mean, the necklace is feminine, and... So you don't think I have a feminine appeal? No, it's not that either, but... Gotcha. Let's go. In a hurried and ineffective attempt to escape my embarrassment, I grab her hand and pull her outside. Just where do you plan on going, Mr. Stylishly Plain? Somewhere where I won't have to suffer this kind of abuse. Sorry about all that. Don't worry about it. I'm the one who should be apologizing. I wish I could have bought it for you, but forget it. Window shopping is a better date activity than regular shopping anyway. I mean, it's... She's interrupted by the growl of her stomach. Hers, to be precise. I wonder what that could mean. I think it was a train. Okay, fine, you win. Can we eat? Only if you really want to. Especially since it sounds like you can't wait any longer. I guess she can't argue when she knows I'm paying. Time flew by quickly after that. I tried not to think too hard about what that meant, what we were being led to it, but I failed. Obviously. I'm tired. We've been on our feet for most of the day. Wanna go somewhere to rest? Yeah, I think so. There's a nice city park somewhere around here. Come on, let's go sit down. It's a nice evening. You're right. We sit side by side on a freezing cold bench, the sunset poking at my peripheral vision. The air is heavier than even my dreams. Mira's hand rests on the bench an inch from mine. Her fingers twitch from time to time, but they don't reach out. Neither do mine. There's no turning back from here, is there? There was no turning back from the moment we met. Well, either way, it's certainly too late now. I pause before every sentence. I have to push the words out. Memories don't vanish, you know. They fade, but they don't vanish. They're a weight. They aren't always a weight. I know, they're not all bad. But you can't get rid of them. Good or bad, they end up in the same place. What do you think happens when you take a good memory of someone and turn it into something bad? What do you think is going to be left over? I'm sorry to have dragged you into this, Mark. It's not your fault. You can't even begin to imagine. I glance sideways at her, sun in her hair. You remember, right? You remember when I asked you to stay with me until you regain your memories? Yeah. She smiles vaguely in the distance. I hadn't thought of what that would entail. I hadn't thought of anything. I'm sorry. I've been selfish. I shouldn't have made you think about her. No, don't say that. How can I not say that? I didn't tell you anything. I dragged you around, played with your head. You put up with me even though I'm like a stranger to you. If you call yourself a stranger, I hate to see what you call my classmates. What? I mean, you can't just decide by yourself that your actions were selfish. There are two parts to the judgment, right? If the person that you were being selfish towards doesn't think that you were being selfish, then... But what I mean is, you're not a stranger to me. That isn't your decision to make. Don't call yourself a stranger. You're not kidding. Of course not. Come on, do you really think I'd be here if I didn't care about you? I woke up at 8 a.m. 8 a.m. That's Redness surges through Mira's cheeks. You're important to me, so it goes without saying that it hurt me if you left. I'm sorry. You don't have to. I'm sorry. She hides behind her hands. I made a mistake. I'm sorry. All I wanted was something simple. Something simple. Something so simple. But Her hair covers her face and I feel a faint trembling through the air. You're being too hard on yourself. I told you. You didn't hurt me. But... No buts. It doesn't matter. I made a mistake, Mark. I told you it's not alright. Her trembling body comes to a halt. You're a good person. Just like I remember. You're a good person, but Tell me then. Tell me why you came here. I just wanted to see if my scars were gone. A sharp wind whistles through the empty park. And did you find your answer? Yeah, I think I did. It's cold. Her hand is cold in mine, but they're warm in time. It's getting dark. Clouds are beginning to gather behind the sun's trail. Looks like we're in it for a white Christmas. You're right, it'll be midnight soon. Let's go. It's the night of the 24th. People must be all over the city square by now. Are you implying what I think you're implying? I'm implying that I'm gonna hate myself if we don't do this properly. You're not the only one. She grabs my hand and follows along. It's beautiful. There's something odd about going on a date with an inevitable tragedy hanging above you. Every time I catch my breath, I feel sinking in my chest as I remember that this isn't just another day. The trick, I've realized, is not to give yourself time to catch your breath. You've never been here before? Only a couple times during the day. I was always home with my parents on Christmas Eve. Well, it probably wouldn't surprise you to know that this is my first time too. That's a little comforting. Sure is crowded, isn't it? I think it's a good kind of crowded. It's hard to imagine that I've been missing out on this for my entire life. It's not too late for us to start. Your hand is warm. Actually, your hand is cold. You really aren't built for winter, are you? That was a poorly timed joke. Truth be told, the softness of her fingers and the warmth of her palm is enough to drive away the December wind, but I don't think I can say that out loud. Well, I figured you'd know what I meant anyway. Good point. Sorry to have to drag you out like this. Would have been better if we had met in the middle of summer, huh? It's fine. I wasn't kidding when I said your hand was warm. Really? Really? Try it sometime. I think you're just saying that because your hands are freezing. Excuse me for not bringing gloves. Besides, if we met in the summer, it wouldn't be snowing like this. Now that you mention it. The snow drifts down. How timely. I used to love the winter back when I lived here. And I take it you still do? Of course. The tiny white droplets gather on her hair, endearingly messy. Do you want to go skating? Huh? Well, I suppose we could, but... Don't tell me. No, I definitely know how to skate. I just... Liar. Fine, you win. I can teach you if you want. Would you really? Sure. It'll take more than one night to learn, but I'm sure you get the basics down after a few falls. You mean I still have to fall? Too late, I've already decided. It's been a while since I've gone skating. The wind in your hair, the ice gliding beneath your feet have both been completely removed from the equation. Slow down! If I slow down any more, that earthworm by the bench might beat us. There aren't any earthworms in the winter. Be careful, shout too much and you might fall. Hey, you almost pulled me down as well. That's a small price to pay if I don't have to fall. I push my skates back with just enough force to propel us forward. Don't move without warning me first. Because clearly you're in a position to give orders. I love this feeling. You know, you're really not going to learn anything if you keep going at this speed. This is fast enough, thank you. This time I grab onto Mira's arm before she falls, almost losing my balance in the process. Just take it slow at first. You'll get used to it. That's what I've been trying to do, but you just keep speeding up. This isn't what a legally sane person would call fast. Looking at the ice, I begin to wonder if we're not just standing still and deluding ourselves into thinking that we're moving. When I said take it slow, I meant in relation to a normal skating speed. First, I need to figure out how to stand on these things. Why are skates so thin? Mira stops, attempts to realign her center of balance, and starts gliding again. Slowly. Very slowly. Whose great idea was this anyway? Humans weren't meant to travel on thin little silvers of metal. Okay, let's take a deep breath and start from the beginning. First, stand still. Okay, I think I can do this. What next? Now stand there for a few more seconds. There was a deadly glare. Maybe this isn't the best time for sarcasm. Okay, you can stop standing there. Now try moving, slowly. It's working. Good, just try to keep your balance and don't speed up. I'll be right here if you need me. This isn't bad. That looked painful. What happened to being there if I needed you? I may have been engaging in some form of mental narration and lost track of time. Anyway, that wasn't bad. It made it a lot further than last time. Alright, wanna try again? I'll stay with you this time. If you don't, you're going to regret it. Okay, I'll start first. Slowly but surely. This might be a big step for you, but do you want to try turning? One direction is more than enough for now. I see. Having said that, if you look straight ahead, you see that you don't have much of a choice. Huh? I rush in front and pull her away from the wall. Well, at least I try to, until the sudden movement makes me lose balance. Ow! Don't ow me, you grabbed me as you were falling. Okay, fine, I won't deny that. Although I would if I could. You're lucky I'm too numb from the wind to feel anything. I'm not sure that's a good thing. We struggle for a few seconds to help each other up. You know, I think I have a better idea. A pair of arms wrap themselves around mine. Guide me. What? I said guide me. I heard you, but isn't it more fun this way? I suppose that's one solution. I thought the world lied about love, but maybe it didn't. This is supposed to be an illusion. This is supposed to be a fabrication of Hollywood and cheap romance novels. But for fabrication, it feels peculiarly real. The hell is a storybook romance anyway? Do I care? If it exists at all, it's what's right in front of me. It's almost time. I should check my watch, but I can't. If I do, I'll wake up, and the dream will end. Mark. I know. A buzz of excitement wafts through the crowd. It won't be long before the clock strikes 12. I don't regret a single thing. I wish I could agree. Don't lie, today has been perfect. It has. But her warmth still lingers on my arm. I can't forget it. I won't forget it. I'm sorry. Don't apologize. I'm sorry. I forgive you. I hurt you. No, you didn't. I tried to hurt you. I don't care. I'm going to end up hurting you. The frozen air in my lungs feels like the end of a breath's mint lifespan. The first exhale that isn't accompanied by an accelerating burst of cold. I love you. No, you don't. I don't care. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to yourself. This isn't like you, Mark. You said we worked together to find my lost memories. That was a lie. You promised to find me no matter where I go. You said it's what you do best. I did, didn't I? A rueful chuckle punctuates her breaths. You have to stop running away. I can't. You keep on hurting yourself. That's why I should be telling you. I stop in my tracks. Mira glides in front of me. It's been 3 years, you know. 3 years. And we're still the same. The snow pauses in the air and the midnight bells sound in the distance. Merry Christmas, Mark. You're my first love. A soft sensation brushes across my lips in an instant that lasts a lifetime. It's both warm and cold, and tastes vaguely of melting snow. I'll miss you. My legs refuse to move. She's gone before I realize it, lost in a sea of faces. The sepia world consumes my vision. I'm on the roof of the school, drowning in the sunset's thick light. Everywhere I look, the world is heavy, bittersweet, surreal. There she stands, the person who mattered most to me. With the sun at her back, she faces me, a mere silhouette in my memory. Her hair blows softly to the side in the breeze that I can't feel. Her signature ribbons, endearing as ever, trail along smooth it. No. I open my eyes. It's dark. The streetlights are still on and the downtown partygoers make it feel as if nothing has changed. But the most important thing is missing. She's gone. She disappeared just like she promised. No. No. This isn't the end. Think. God damn it, just think. I can do this. I can figure this out. Okay. Mira vanished approximately 15 minutes ago. We're in a crowded place with easy access to public transit. I'll face the truth. If she wanted to escape, she'd be gone by now. I'll never find her again. Therefore, if I do find her again, it'll be because she wants me to. Maybe she's waiting. Why did Mira meet me in the first place? We met because she knew me, somehow. Was the school roof coincidentally chosen as our meeting place? Or was she referring to what happened 3 years ago? Her parting words implied that she knew what happened, but I don't know what to make of it. Mira could be the girl from 3 years ago. It would make sense in a way. If she was lying all along, she could simply be here to toy with me. Of course I know that's not true, but if it is, well, it's clear that she feels guilty about something. Did she come back from the past to toy with me and end up falling for me instead? It's unlikely. It's incredibly unlikely, but it's the only way I can explain her tears. She might not have bad intentions either. Maybe she was just curious. Maybe she wanted to see where I ended up after she unintentionally broke my heart. Wait, let's not get carried away. What I need here is tangible evidence. In retrospect, clues were scattered everywhere. Even assuming that she was putting on an act when we first met, it looks like even she couldn't build a perfect wall. There's the pocket watch for one. It shouldn't mean much. Surely she has a regular wristwatch somewhere. But where would she even obtain a thing like that, and how much would it cost? And then there's her father's library and her tear-stained eyes when she told me about Leonard Kinsey. Even back then it was easy to put the pieces together. Mira is from a wealthy family and Kinsey is a close relative to her. She knows her way around the city because she grew up here. On top of that, she knows which schools I've attended and the details of what happened 3 years ago. Ultimately, I don't need to figure out who she is. I need to figure out where she is. Huh. This isn't so hard after all. There are really only two places she could expect me to search. The roof of the school and the hilltop of the cherry tree. The roof would make sense. It's cyclical. The place where we first met is the place where she wants us to part. Not to mention it invariably brings back memories from 3 years ago. Whatever her role in that story was, maybe the rooftop means something to her too. But I can't forget about the hill either. That was the first day we spent together, the first time I saw what she was really like beneath the facade she tried to put up. Wouldn't it be significant to her too? Wouldn't she want to visit before she leaves, especially if she used to go there as a child? Kinsey's hilltop isn't too far from here, but it's a bit of a detour. The school is a long way off by public transit. It's possible to go to the hill and then head back to the school, but if Mira's in a rush, I won't be able to catch up if my guess is wrong. I have to pick one. Oh boy. I'm saving then, just in case. Slowly, carefully. What would Mira want? Alright. I'm only going to find her if she wants me to. And there can be only one place that means more to her than anywhere else. I think the rooftop. The rooftop. It makes sense. She wrote this whole play and cast herself as a leading actress. If she wants to end things cleanly, she'll go back to where it all began. Here goes. I'm here. I look up at the roof and realize that I have no idea how to get there. But there has to be a way. There's always a way. How would she have done it? I sprint around the side of the school to see if there's anything I can climb on. I notice the outdoor shed that has long since been sitting at the back of the building, near the back door to the construction lab. And then it makes sense. The structure is almost half the height of the school. It's been there since the beginning, but I never once thought about it. I leap onto a stack of leftover wood and grab hold of the shed's roof. Pulling myself with the strength I never knew I had, my feet grab hold and I regain my balance. The bottom of the second floor windowsill isn't too far. Digging my fingers into the few inches of space between the window and the brick wall, I forcefully pull myself up with the help of my feet. Just a bit more. Considering how large these windows are, I only need to grab a couple of old bricks above it to pull myself to the top. Ah! With a gasp of breath and the skip of a heartbeat, I propel myself upward and I grab a hold of the roof. My fingers cling to the railing and I roll myself over. Landing on my back, I stare unfocused at the snowy sky above. But it isn't over. There, on the opposite corner of the roof, staring up at the night sky, is the person I was looking for. You made it. Of course I did. I knew you'd find me. Her smile was blank, distant like 2 weeks ago when we first met. I'm glad, Mark. Glad about what? The fact that I found you after you ran away from me? About everything. I'm glad to have met you. I'm glad to have gotten to know you. I'm glad to have fallen for you too. And I'm glad to be able to say goodbye like this. Mira. Her stolid gaze tells me that nothing can make her change her mind. But she still looks at me expectantly. You don't want to leave, do you? No, I don't. But I have to. If you get hurt either way, why not risk it and stay here? I can't do that. This was all wrong from the very beginning. Does that even matter now? Of course it does. You don't want the last 2 weeks to disappear, do you? They won't disappear. They can't. Memories don't die. But they can be tarnished. I'm sorry. I'm really, truly sorry. Wait. Don't jump to any conclusions. Those conclusions were determined from the moment we met. I lied to you. I'll forgive you for whatever you did. It's not that simple. Mira takes a step back and I take a step forward. It's just like before. After 3 years, it's just like before. And if I stay, it will be all wrong and there'll be no turning back and I'll never be able to forgive myself if you hate me. Take a deep breath and stop worrying. The problem is all in your head. No, it isn't. We won't get anywhere if we both back down. Maybe so. But after everything that happened, I don't want to lose what we already have. Mira! I try to reach out to her, but something stops me. If I do it, will I really destroy the memories we already made? No matter what she's hiding, I'll accept it, but I'll leave it at this then. The answer is right in front of you, Mira. Make your choice. It's tough to see what's in front of you when you're afraid of what's behind you. The snow moves in reverse. I'll never forget you, Mark. And I wasn't lying when I said that you were my first love. Her words are only a whisper. A whisper that fades as she takes a last step backwards and falls off the roof. I walk forward, slowly, with my leaden feet. I'm not surprised. There's nothing below but a balcony overlooking a garden, with a small patch of snow-covered soil lying below. But the snow had been falling for a while this time, and the whole balcony is covered, save for the spot she landed on. A short trail of footprints leads her away. Oh, that's right. I caught a glimpse of something when she jumped. No, 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 no. This isn't over. I miscalculated. I tried my best, but in the end I guessed wrong. And so the cycle continues. Which means as long as I can persist, I can try again. Over and over and over and over. Even if it kills me. Even if it turns me into a dry, soulless husk. I'll do it. I'll do it again. I'll stab myself again and again and again. If it's for her, I'll shatter my heart as many times as it takes. To the hill. It's dark. Oh, we looped. I see. Okay, we looped. No wonder. Okay, so now let's try the hill. I've got it. Should be at the hill. I grit my teeth and sprint through the snowy city. I made it. I collapsed in the snow with the hill looming before me. Just a little bit more. A few more steps, a few more frosted breaths. I place my hand on the edge of the hill, digging into the snow. It'll only take a bit more energy to pull myself up. The moment I peek above this hill, it'll be over. What do I do if she isn't there? She was crying. She was crying, damn it! Isn't that all that matters? I tense my fingers against the frozen ground. I find a solid rock to push on and with my body poised, I climb the last yard. Hey, came. I wouldn't be able to forgive myself if I didn't. But why here? Isn't that what I should be asking you? Stop. What? I ran away for a reason. We can't be together. What right do you have to decide that? I told you I was lying from the beginning. Shut up. The fleeting snow on Mira's head drops a lit match in my stomach, and everything goes ablaze. I love you. Now stop talking. I step towards her and she steps back. Wait, you don't understand. It isn't that easy. It isn't that simple. We're not fit for each other and they'll never change. It didn't work back then and it sure as hell won't work now. Never? You kidding me? Not in the least. What the hell is there to understand? I pushed. It doesn't matter. No, I won't accept it. I pushed and I pushed. Is that all you're trying to do? Shout until I give in and embrace you? If that's the case, I might as well leave. I love you. No matter what I do, I can't change that. No matter who you really are or what you did. Even if I tell myself I don't care or if I try to give up, it doesn't matter if I say I love you or hate you. I can't stop. That's how important you are. It's incredibly, stupefyingly, mind-bogglingly dumb, isn't it? But I can't help it. No one can. Are you serious? I wish I weren't. But I am. I can't give up on you now. Do you think you'd give up on me? You shouldn't have come here. God, why here of all places? I only wanted to visit for a moment just to say goodbye. You were supposed to meet me at the school and I guess that's just too bad. If you end up hating me, I'll never be able to live with myself. I'm like you. I'm wounded too. So tell me everything. But it's wrong. It's all wrong. As long as you're with me, I'll forgive you. So tell me. If you do, then tell me this. Why didn't you run away? You could have hidden someplace where I'd never find you. You weren't supposed to find me here. You should have just gone back to where we first met, and I had been waiting, and I would have said goodbye, and none of this would have happened. And yet you came here. Her smile pushes its way through the tears. Yeah, I did. It's too late to run away. Strands of hair flicker across her eyes and a memory resurfaces. I was there, Mark. I remember everything. You were hurt. You didn't cry, but you were like a kid realizing for the first time that there's no Santa Claus. I remember you, but you don't remember me. Mira. It all makes sense. She was never a long-lost love. She was just... I deceived you, Mark. I dressed like her, acted like her, lived like her, dyed my hair, stole her ribbon, and used it all against you. So what? You're you. You're the one I fell for. If only it were that simple. I wasn't kidding. I lied. I lied about everything. It doesn't matter. Don't you see what this means? The woods, the roof, your window, everything. Asking you about your taste in literature? What a joke. I wouldn't read classic lit if I didn't have a teacher breathing down my neck. And the sports day at school? That too. At least I had a sense of practice jumping out of my own bedroom window 10 or 20 times before doing it for real. Just imagine it. A lonely girl in front of the mirror, tying and retying her ribbon until he looked like her crush's crush, her rival, her idol. Standing there for hours, forgetting that there was homework to be done and dinner to be eaten, just standing there, crying. I knew how hurt you were too. I figured it out as soon as I saw you, but I went ahead with it. I set you up to think you had a chance, didn't even think twice. The storybook romance doesn't exist, Mark. Wasn't this all a bit too convenient? Reality would never unfold that way. It never does, unless one of the parties is putting on a show. Isn't it pathetic? You don't know me. You've never even met me. It's everything. Everything about me. This was all just a story to prove that I could make you look at me. To me, you're the boy who changed my life. But to you, I'm no one. The girl you fell for doesn't exist. I'm no savior. I'm a fantastic actress. My hands are numb to the wind. And what about the hill? What? You said you were acting, right? What about the evening we spent on this hill? Were you wearing your mask even then? And our kiss was a lie too, right? Oh, I'm sure. Totally convinced. You were my first love, Mark. I took this ribbon from your crush because I wanted to be like her. And I lied to you these past 2 weeks to prove that I finally was. And now that's done, there's nothing more to be said. I smile. I think you're missing the point. I couldn't expect you to know this, but there's one fact you forgot to calculate. All this time, I wondered if you were a childhood friend. I thought this was all nostalgia. I assumed that was why I was falling for you. You reminded me of something. Of someone. But that's not the case at all. We were barely even acquaintances. You know what that means, don't you? That memory is irrelevant. It was you that I fell for. You might think you're a great actress, but you're not perfect. See this? What are you doing right now? This is called acting. Mark! You're not the only one who's done stupid things in the name of love. Confess, don't confess, what does it matter? You screwed once you fall for someone anyway. So let's make the best of a bad situation, shall we? Will you join me? We can't do this. You're weak. I'll learn to be strong. It takes a lot of guts to be strong, you know. And I'm not strong either. Then you'll learn to be strong too. And what if I can't? Then we'll be weak together. Does it even matter? You're not taking this seriously enough. This is a big commitment. Things might go wrong and we can hurt each other. What if you wake up one morning and decide to walk out on me? That won't happen. Then what if I decide to walk out on you? That's... Gotcha. She runs her hands through her hair and unties the dangling red stripe. That won't happen. You sure? Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I promise. If you make me cry, I'll never forgive you. The feeling's mutual. And that, as they say, was that. It's funny when you think about it. Funny how simple it all was. It might not seem like a storybook romance, but it's real. As real as the person in front of me, and so I held her tight. As our Sepia died, tears ran dry.
The keys in the
I didn't react to it at the time, but because I was trying to do a proper narration, there was an incredible twist. Wow. That was amazing. It was actually quite amazing. I didn't expect it to be this good. It felt pretty normal most of the way through, and then that final day that just blew everything out of the water. That was incredible. Kudos. Alright. We're more or less done. The story's finished. All we have now is this extra diary episode. We'll cover that soon enough. But thank you for watching. And we'll close this out very, very soon in the extra episode. Thank you. Have a lovely day.